All right, hey guys, what is up? It's Bibzuda back here once again on the Outlast Trials, and I'm going to be continuing my Outlast Trials tips series here. I was loading up to get started on the new weekly, but I remembered that I was planning on doing the Rebirth trial walkthrough, and I want to do that before starting on the weekly because I want to be able to get my release tokens still from doing the weekly. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about the weekly too much right now. It is Bad Trip, which is surprising. I thought it was going to be vaulted items since they did a patch for that variator, even though it, wasn't out at the time. They did that patch during the primetime event, so that was kind of strange. But anyway, we're going to be jumping into it. I am back to Outlast now. I appreciate all of you enduring my absolute barrage of videos from when I was completing the Talos Principle 2 DLC. That was an absolutely fantastic DLC, the best DLC I've ever played for any game, and it's actually getting a not too bad amount of views, at least for the Into the Abyss portion, which I was pretty surprised to see. But yeah, I appreciate anybody who watched that, and as long as you didn't unsubscribe from me spamming your subscription box, I also appreciate that. But don't really have any other plans to upload any other games for the time being, but I'm not writing it off for the future either. But anyway, let's get into it now. So we're going to be doing the Rebirth trial, which I know a lot of people do tend to struggle with, especially on their first time through. So to do this trial, you of course need 20 release tokens, and you get these from doing pretty much any trial in the game. If you look here, they're always in the rewards section. You get 1 from doing an MK challenge and 2 from doing a full trial. And once you accumulate 20, you are able to do the release protocol. And if you do the full program Genesis, I think you get exactly 20, if I remember correctly. That was their whole idea. And I think they actually changed it. Do you need 2 or 1? Only 1 for Program X? I don't remember exactly what you need to unlock these, but you need to do a certain number of rebirths to unlock the full program list. And upon completing each rebirth up to the 9th one, you receive one of the legendary outfit unlocks that you get for Rebirth that cost 10,000. I have them all unlocked now, but if you don't, you'll get a random one that you don't have yet. And additionally, there is the Reagent Release Trophy that you can upgrade by doing more and more releases, and this caps out at 100 for the best trophy. You can check your releases in your records here. I've done 11. This will be my 12th. For the loadout, and you do want to look at your loadout for this, although it doesn't, it doesn't really, you might not think of it because you're going into to be reborn. Your loadout does still come into play here, but I tend to use my standard setup with stun, noise reduction, strong armor, and incognito, and I think this is probably the best way. I mean, blind is pretty bad for this. Stun is definitely recommended over blind for sure. And then strong arm is actually pretty good, as there's a couple of certain spots like getting the key in the courtyard for the night vision with the night vision guy, where having a brick to put down one of the smaller X pops is very nice. And of course, if you have better, or one thing that's important about this is there actually is no grade, so you don't really have to worry about the grade too much. So if you're wanting to maybe take backpack for more inventory slots or change things up a little bit, you feel free. But anyway, we're going to get down to the trial now. Of course, if you don't know how to do that, there should be an exclamation mark on your UI, but you just come here, talk to this guy, and select Begin Protocol, and then you head through the doors here, or the door here that you're normally not able to enter, and you'll, everybody will watch you you go in as they're jealous of your impending rebirth. But you just wait here for the release protocol to start. And what can be more difficult about the release protocol is there are no real objective markers or things that tell you what to do. So I know a lot of people can struggle with different things, but hopefully this walkthrough will make it a bit easier for those of you who may struggle with it. And I think a lot of the times it's the part with the radios that people tend to struggle with, which is understandable. But yeah, there's pretty distinct sections, and I pretty much at this point have a fairly consistent strategy for almost all of them, if not all of them. Of course, it is only doable once per 20 tokens, this trial, so you don't get to try it out or practice it too much compared to the others where you're doing them all the time for events and things like that. So that is potentially why people tend to struggle with it, and maybe there aren't as many videos as out for this one as other trials, so that, you know, people don't really have anywhere to turn to get the information they need. For some reason, they didn't release a weekly calendar just yet for the upcoming weekly challenges. They only released a single picture of Bad Trip being the current weekly, so we don't know what's coming in the future, but we'll have to wait and see if they release more info soon. But yeah, we have arrived now at the Rebirth trial, and the first thing you have to do is bring the evidence or, like, you know, your personal and private life boxes back to themselves. So the way I'll do this is I'll just come and take either one you can start with. I don't recommend using the gates that they have there. And again, don't worry too much about glass and getting hit and stuff, because there is no grade for this trial. I'm gonna go in here and look for bricks and items and stuff. Oh shoot. Okay, well, glad I said don't worry too much about getting hit, because I just got hit right there. But yeah, there'll be a big X-pop wandering this area. Whoa, I just like lagged. But you can just come out after you can stun them if you need to, or if they're not here, you can maybe sneak or run by. And then we can head all the way down this hallway, and then at the end of the hallway, you have the public record table right there. And it's pretty much the same thing on the opposite side. Oh, where was it? There. Is that open? Okay, cool. Nothing good. It's pretty much the same route, but opposite on the other side. So it's a nice way to... Can I jump like this? I can. It's a nice way to avoid having to use these stupid lever poles on the gates. You just grab this and then take these little back passageways to get to the spots where you drop them off. That guy's leaving. Yeah, we do want to, of course, be on the lookout for any items that could be useful to us at all times. And can I jump over this? Nice. I mean, no need to unnecessarily walk on glass and stuff. But then we head through this door, down the hall, bash through these. This one's a little bit, or actually you don't have to bash through. You can take a hard left here, and then head through this door. And I believe that this is the room, or the next room over is the room where you drop it off. So kind of nice to just go around in that way and not, you know, just take the less obvious path, as it tends to avoid running into as many people, and you don't have to sit and wait on the stupid levers for them to be, you know, ready. And then what you can do is you just run straight back to the center and then down the stairs right here. So that's the start. Done. Then you want to make sure you look at the screens for the keys. I've got Bunny and Spade. It doesn't go on the UI, but you can still look at them for that. Someone in those lockers. And I'll usually come out to get the keys immediately through this way. And this is where the night vision guy will be lurking. And there's still a similar, you know, key section mechanic. There's like one in this section of the courtyard and one in that section. So we're looking for Bunny and Spade. We got another brick. I usually try and just find him and knock him out because he's super annoying. But yeah, I'll usually run over here to look at these ones. There's our Spade key. Usually the bodies are, okay, so Bunny and Spade right next to each other. So I guess this one kind of counts for the part of the courtyard that's over by the gazebo a little bit more. A lot of times one will be inside the gazebo and then one will be back here somewhere around these bushes. So that is kind of what you can expect. I hope I have enough time for this. But yeah, usually it's not too hard to find the keys. There's not a whole lot of spots the bodies can spawn, but mostly like anywhere around these bushes, they can be like leaning up against them in different places, or anywhere in here, like right there. Right there's one leaning against the wall of the gazebo at any point. And then just make sure this thing isn't pointing at you for too long, or it'll close the gate like that. Usually it's not an issue though, in my experience. But yeah, that's the keys done. And now we can open up each of the key doors. And this is the part where you have to do the radios and the film reel that people struggle with. So if you look here, you'll see the barred door. That is the side that you want to go to first. make sure you go to this side first, as this is the side which will have the film reel in it somewhere. And then I'll just head straight through here. And we're going to have to kick this open as it is locked. But yeah, and then while you're going through these areas, you pretty much have to just be on the lookout and listen for the radios, because there are a lot of places they could be. And I mean, obviously I don't know them all because I haven't done it enough, but there can definitely be one right here. But also while you're going through this section, be on the lookout for the film reel that you need to pick up. It could be like in here somewhere on one of these tables or couch or something. But as you can see, I don't find it. And then here we have our first radio. So this one's pretty obvious. I mean, just going through the sections, as long as you're paying attention, you should be able to find the radios. I'm gonna have to rip this guy. Hopefully I can do this quickly enough. I'm not gonna get it. I've screwed it up. I'm gonna leave. But yeah, like there's not really anywhere that the radios are going to be hidden. These pathways, as long as you're following them, are fairly linear. So just listen out for the radios, and you should be able to find them without too much issue. This guy's going to come right at me, unfortunately. But yeah, this guy's usually here, or it's the guy with the Wolverine guy. This is what I call him, with the claw on his hand. I'm just gonna stun this guy and then run. Might as well. Choked the speed radio, unfortunately. This should be good. There we go. There are 3 radios, of course, that you do need to do. 1 on this side usually, and then 2 on the other, I believe. Because this side has the film reel. But yeah, always be on the lookout while you're walking through. Like, look at all the shelves, all the benches. Film reel could be on any of those. We come into here. There's that barred door I pointed out earlier. Film reel could be on the... oh, no, there's 2 radios on this side. Okay, my bad. I got it backwards there. Although I think there could be two radios on the other side. But there's at least 1 over here, so make sure you do at least 1. But just be on the lookout for it at all times. There's one of the other spawns right there. And then, you know, film reel could be there, could be anywhere. But since I haven't found it yet, you can come through here into the kitchen. And it should be here somewhere. Yep, there it is. There can also be a radio back here if you are still needing one. But yeah, pretty much just always be on the lookout for that film reel while you're going through this section, and you should find it. Because, I mean, it'll be on one of the shelves or tables or anything like that. And we're going to head back through here. With our film reel now, we can head down the other hallway. And just run straight to... you can either go straight to that film room, depending if you're being chased or anything, or you can take it the way around. But yeah, we can just run straight into here and swap out the film reel. And then the radio for this section can be in here, or in this bathroom, or in this area. But most of the time, it's in the area behind the film room. And yeah, there's that guy who will be in this area. Yeah, it's usually back here somewhere, so just look around. It can be in several different spawn locations. We can head underneath here. And where is our radio? Can it be outside here? I don't actually remember. Or maybe it's in... oh, yes, it can be outside here. Okay, cool. So this is our 3rd and final radio. So this area is, or can be, a little bit difficult to find things, but as long as you know that the radios can just pretty much be anywhere in these areas. There's not a whole lot of areas to look. Like that place over there, and then that area behind the projection area, and then out here is where the radio can pretty much only be, because the rest of the spot is just this hallway and then this outdoor area. It's not a very large and expansive location. Similarly with this side, the only like extra offshoot that isn't part of the linear walking is this kitchen area over there, which often I do find the real spawns in there, but pretty much just always looking at every shelf that you pass while you're going through this section. You should be able to find the reel before too long. And yeah, we're pretty much home free now. Strong arm definitely helps in that section, of course, because there are the smaller X pops. And now you want to make sure you have your stun ready. So we come out here. You go through this door, which this is a little bit misleading, I feel like, that these are here, but that's just how it works, I guess. You want to come through this door, though, and make sure you have your stun ready, or you can just use like a one or two throwables and then run, but as you're climbing up and going back through the tutorial area, when you drop down here, Gooseberry or Coil will be right there, so you just throw your stun and then run to the end. Yep. Coil comes out, and then we just run on through to the end. And once you go through this door here, you can like quit out and you're done, I'm pretty sure. You don't need to watch this whole cutscene and stuff. You can leave the trial, I believe, or exit to main menu. I haven't done it yet, but that's something I heard online. But for the video, I'll just go through the ending here. So you just run forwards until you get the cutscene. So overall, I mean, it's a pretty simple trial once you know what you're doing, but it can be difficult because there's no objective indicators really, and it's sometimes not clear what you need to do. So this is the ending. There's, I think, 3 different endings at the moment. This one is the one where you get the morphogenic engine like program or whatever. This is exactly like this is the room obviously from Outlast 1 at the end, of course. And there's another one where you do a car bomb at like outside of a place, and and then there's one where you actually spawn in a hotel room and you have to walk around a little bit and then answer a phone. So it's pretty cool getting the different endings. Probably for me, the hotel room one is maybe my favorite. Yeah, then we get the credits. We can go ahead and skip that by holding down escape. And then you get kind of a fast-forwarded version of the introduction because you're, getting a new reagent. So we'll get through that. We'll get that in a second here after the loading. But that you can also skip. But you can skip all of this cutscenes and stuff by quitting out once you get through the door. But yeah, then you're here, and your reagent will be like randomized in terms of your items and stuff. So that's just something you gotta get used to changing back. That's the guy I normally use. And then usually the only main thing I worry about changing is the night vision. Although these clothes are pretty bad, I'm not going to lie. Get switched back to my outfit that I was using. That, and then the classic Geister outfit is just too nice in my opinion. And my ESOP, not really Christmas time at the moment, as it is the flaming hot depths of summer. We'll just, sure, that one's kind of cool, I guess. And then you spawn here like you're at the end of a trial. And don't forget to reset up your loadout because that will also be swapped back to nothing for some reason. And that's it. That's your Rebirth. So I hope this helps out anybody who's struggling with the Rebirth trial. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, my next several videos are going to be for the weekly, and then we can be back for some additional videos for the tip series. But yeah, thank you guys for checking this one out. Don't forget to smash like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.